next guest is a beloved TV, movie, and theater actor. We've known him by many names over the years, from Fat Tony on The Simpsons to David Rossi on Criminal Minds. Please welcome our friend Joe Mantegna. How are you,
That's
my
Fat
friend?
Tony right there. There you go.
Hey!
Joe, let's get right to it. How are you doing? How's your new year?
I'm good. I'm good. God blessing. Things have been pretty good. Can't complain.
That's so good to hear.
Well, let's get down to the really good stuff, Joe. Food. You're Italian. You and your wife, Arlene, used to own a restaurant. Would you consider yourself to be a foodie?
Yeah, I think being Italian, I think that's a prerequisite. You have to be a foodie, otherwise you're not really Italian, I think. But yeah, I mean, I certainly enjoy it, and luckily my wife is a tremendous cook, and so and my family had a background in it. You know, my mother was great, and so yeah, I've been very fortunate that way. Food's important.
That's incredible, and we completely agree here that food is important.
Yes.
Now, I'm sure that all that cooking came in handy over the last couple of years in the pandemic, and with that being said, we are entering year 3. Have you had your big aha moment yet? Like, just obviously so much going on, a lot of time alone. Have you had an aha moment?
Yeah, I don't. I guess my main aha moment is that I keep waiting for the whole world collectively to kind of maybe smarten up a little bit. I mean, I would like to think. I mean, I grew up through the polio thing when I was a kid and all that.
Yeah.
So it got to the point where, like, I believe in evolution. I think we're moving forward. We started as cavemen and cave women, and now we are where we are today. So I'd like to think that collectively we have enough sense to do what we're supposed to do. You know, move forward. Evolve and get to the next level. But in order to do that, we got to be smart. So I mean, my aha moment is to just like, come on, kids, let's get all on board and let's do the things we have to do to get us to the next, stage of life.
Now, you actually know Dr. Fauci. How did you two meet?
I do. Well, along with, I've hosted a National Memorial Day concert in Washington, D.C. for the last 20 years. And in conjunction with that, because it happens the same week, I host the Sons and Daughters of Italy convention in Washington, D.C. And some years ago, it might have been even 10-something years ago, they honored Dr. Fauci for other work he had done prior to the whole COVID thing. And we got to know each other. And then just a year or two ago, an organization asked me, Jay Leno and I both did a presentation to Dr. Fauci from the Italian American Lawyers Association, which is a national organization. And it was kind of like a reunion for certainly for Tony and myself to be able to see each other on the Zoom like we're doing now and say, hey, Tony, how you doing? Joe, how you doing? Anyway, I think he's an incredible human being and somebody we should be paying very close attention to, especially now.
Definitely. We love Dr. Fauci, and we love you on all your hit shows, including Criminal Minds. And there's been a talk of a possible reboot. Now, is there anything you could tell us about that?
Well, I mean, they tell me that's all still in the air. We're all game for it. I mean, it was a wonderful experience for me. I think we all had a wonderful time. I did it for 13 seasons, and if it's meant to be that we're going to do some more, I think we're all up for it. I think now it's all up to the powers that be, the business end of it. But we're ready to jump in and solve some more crimes if given the opportunity.
That is super cool. Fingers crossed. And while we wait for that, let's talk about your new Amazon show, As We See It. What's it about?
You know, it's a beautiful, beautiful show. It's about 3 young adults who are all on the autism spectrum. And these 3 actors, actually, all of them are identified on the spectrum. And I have a 34-year-old daughter with autism, so it's very personal for me. And I play the father of the lead young man, basically the lead young man on the show. And it's just a wonderful 8-episode series that we shot, created by Jason Katims, who did Parenthood and Friday Night Lights. And what was wonderful about it, we also had 10 or 12 people on the crew who were all on the spectrum. So I really felt that Amazon and Universal Studios and everybody involved really put their money where their mouth is and allowed us to give a beautiful, wonderful portrayal of it's a comedy, it's a tragedy, it's got all those elements. It really is your show is the real, so it's kind of like that. It's the real deal, and so I'm certainly looking forward to that airing. I believe on the 21st of January, all 8 episodes will drop.
What attracted you to this particular series?
Well, I'm a firm believer if it ain't on the page, it ain't on the stage. And when I read that pilot script, I was so taken by it, and not just because I have a personal connection, like I said, through my oldest daughter, but just because it was just such beautiful writing, and I just thought it told such a beautiful story that I had to meet with Jason even before I decided or knew that was going to work out that I would do the show. I told my agents, I said, let me meet with this guy. I knew who he was. I'd never met him. I said, let me meet with him because I just want to let him know how much quality I thought the script was. I mean, and I've had that same feeling when I read scripts like Searching for Bobby Fischer, or some of the wonderful things I was able to do with David Mamet in my career, and Barry Levinson and Francis Coppola. When you read great material, you just know it. Hopefully you know it.
It just resonated in your heart.
Yeah, it did. It absolutely resonated. And looking at the episodes, I feel we accomplished what we hoped to do with it. And so we'll see. You know, I'm a realist. I've been in this business over 50 years, so
Wow.
you just put it out there.
And you're doing great work. I happen to have 4 friends, boys that have autism.
Wow.
And
this is needed.
3 of them you would not know.
Yeah, because there's
One
such a
I
range
could
in the
tell a
spectrum.
little bit, and he's just a little more shy. But is it more prevalent with boys than girls?
It is more prevalent with boys than girls.
wow,
I mean, our daughter was
That's what I
born under
heard.
pretty extreme circumstances. She was very premature and weighed only 1 pound 13 ounces
wow,
when she was
that's a
born
miracle
34 years
child.
ago. And there is a higher tendency for autism with a child born under such extreme circumstances like that. But it runs the gamut. There's no, there's a saying that goes, when you meet an autistic person, you've met an autistic person or person with autism. And that's the way it is. It runs the gamut. And I think this show is like I say, is a perfect snapshot of what that world is like, and how they function in the world, and how those of us, react to people with autism, and how we function with them.
That is
Wonderful.
so great.
Wow.
Well, let's take a look at a clip of you in As We See It.
6 of spades, the rest are good. Bid 4, made 6, doubled vulnerable.
Phew, well played, Jack.
Thank you, but I didn't play well. You played poorly. If you came back a heart, you could have run the suit and I would have gone down too. You're very old, so perhaps you have Alzheimer's and you didn't remember about the hearts.
I'm sorry, it's the Asperger's. He doesn't mean it.
I mean it. She tanked that hand.
Son's a hoot. Ought to bring him around more often. So authentic.
Yeah, that's one word for it.
Wow. Joe, thank you so much for chatting with us today. As We See It debuts on Amazon Prime Video on January 21st. Be sure to check it out.